Hey guys, this is Teddy. I'm recording this on YouTube, which is pretty sick because there's no recording on this guy. It's been a while, but just want to record this because people don't like to read, and neither do I. I don't mind listening to stuff, but this is for some thoughts on marriage equality. How about separation of church and state? So, lovely fellow global public servants, top of the morning, and quite a day in New York City. Good friends are out for equal rights of our brothers and sisters of differing sexual persuasions, orientation, and it is a good day for those with compassion for LGBTQ friends. But who needs labels anyway? I was partially raised by a gay godfather, and his name was DJ, back in New Mexico. A Plains Indian godfather as well. But both of these things I am actually proud of. Without him, I would have been a spoiled little brat. I remember him slapping me once when I was 6 years old, something my parents would never have done, and telling me, "Quit your damn whining." He always made people laugh, and laugh their asses off, as I wrote here, and would tickle me to death with something he called the claw. Something every single kid knows is both a hilarious and terrifying game. But with DJ, it was something even worse in both ways, delightfully worse, because he accidentally shot off his middle finger when he was going hunting at one point. It was like goose hunting. This is before I was born, and he had this absurdly ugly hand that was really poorly surgeried, so it had these big clumps and hairy parts on his face. And he would make fun of himself and me and just be like, "Ah!" And it was just awesome. And he had this sense of humor that made God happy. And when I was 13, I'll never forget the day that my mom picked me up from school, with tears in her eyes, and she told me that DJ was no longer with us, and that he had been murdered. And this still hits me because he was such a wonderful person. And so I wanted to share this story on this day, just in honor of him and his partner, Glass, who's a really wonderful, awesome person who I miss. And for my family. And we have to address, just this sad relationship, where people are really not safe to be themselves in this country, and that's not what this country was founded on. And my godfather wasn't just a typical murder. It was the most brutal murder that entire area of New Mexico had ever seen. He was actually stabbed, possibly somewhere, it's like above 30 or 50 times in the head, completely unrecognizable, with multiple objects. And I remember being in a courtroom learning about this and pleading that this man who had killed him would not be put to death, because it was clear that this was something that happened out of total ignorance, and hate. And so, yeah, just in honor of DJ, I'm sharing this, and I would not be who I am without him. So I wanted to express my love and care for the people who are out there right now. And also, it's hard to shift gears like this, boy. And still in honor with him, I think we need to be mature about this issue, and not fall prey to pandering and fall prey to partisan crap, and do true justice for the people who have been killed for, honestly, what is their right to the freedom of religion, the very first of our amendments, and the separation of church and state. The state is not. I found out that, the state has this whole thing called locus parentarium or whatever, that the state now has the right to be our parents when in school, like to have the authority of our parents, which gives them dominion over our civil rights as children in colleges as well as in schools. That is nowhere in the Constitution, and it is nowhere in the Constitution that the state can tell us who we can marry. I do not understand how any government can tell a church how to run itself. So I would love to see that. If that came out of this movement for marriage equality, highlighting the separation of church and state and the freedom of religion. I am a Baha'i, and there is no gay Baha'i marriage. Marriage is specifically for a man and a woman to rear to birth someone that will exalt the Creator and worship the Creator. And this is for us the point of marriage, so that doesn't make sense for procreation because it doesn't work that way. But there's no such thing as a gay Baha'i marriage. It just is not logical. Civil unions, though, but it will not be done in a Baha'i manner. And this is an interesting topic, and even like faith. But just to add to the discourse, I think we need to get a little bit more grown up about this, and recognize too that this issue is used to divide people along the lines of what I like to call miscommunication. Most of the issues we have today, I find, are very much perpetuated by miscommunication, not ideology, and not values. And we need to look back in the past and truly honor the people that suffer from this ignorance, that we don't need to pass laws in order to address. We don't need to rewrite the Constitution for even marriage equality. Lord God, protect our brothers and sisters in their sexual orientation and their fight for a compassionate, understanding future. And may we have a keen sight and a vision to make this country a leader in that new world that is bereft of ignorance, that is bereft of hatred and domination as a tool of persuasion, and that we exalt the learned and the spiritual within our ranks in continuous service to humankind, and let us do away with the man. I love you guys. Hope that's not too long. I forgot how long it is. 8 minutes.